Welcome to my beautiful unschool life. My name is Erin and I post videos all about what it is to do hard things as a single mom. I built my own house, I grow my own food, and I homeschool my kids. Today, we are on a great adventure. We're going camping at Laura Gorge with our friends from Uganda, if you remember watching our videos from Uganda. I am in a truck packed full of camping equipment and food and water and firewood, and we've even got our bikes and we're all really excited. Why are you parked at the side of the road, Erin? And where are your children? Oh, well that's a funny story because my truck died again. So I am now at the side of the road waiting for CAA to come and tow my truck home. Almost 200 kilometers that way. And my kids are with my friends. We're only 9 minutes from the campground. So our friends came and picked the girls up and took them there, and then they're gonna come back and they're gonna get all the stuff from my truck, and we're gonna take all of that stuff to the campsite. So we're still gonna go camping, but my beautiful girl, my lovely truck, who has been really good to me for about 3 years now, has had just one more breakdown, and we think it's probably the transmission, and it's probably gonna be $5,000 to fix. Amazing. Off to a good start. Welcome to my beautiful unschool life. Alright, so what are you gonna do? Oh, is it too sunny, Abby? Well, I guess you'll just have to shade. There you go. Looks good. You almost look like you like each other. Good. That was beautiful. And now I'm just the weirdo hanging out at the side of the road with all my earthly possessions in the ditch. They're all staring at me. I did actually have 2 men pull over and ask me if I needed help, which was very nice. That's one thing that's a benefit about being a single mom, is people want to help you. So the first guy didn't know anything about cars, and he just basically offered us a ride and some water. The second guy was actually a tow truck, and he had a tow truck that could tow this, but he only tows locally. And he said after a while he sort of thought about it and said he would be willing to tow my truck all the way home, but it would have cost probably twice as much money as it cost, more than twice as much as what it costs for CAA to tow it. So here I wait at the side of the road, and I really need to pee, and there is a cornfield right there. So I could go into the cornfield for a pee, but I don't know how badly I want to do that. And to add a little extra layer of excitement, there's a storm coming. And can I just say, we haven't had rain in like 3 weeks, so it's quite funny that now there's a storm coming. Well, all of my stuff is thrown at the side of the road. There's a random man under my car. Do you see? Look. Deep gorge. Warning. Stand back from edge. Think you'll have the courage to do it, Bethany? Yeah? I managed to book the most beautiful campsite because it's got this little creek running through it, and we don't have any neighbors nearby. What's up, babe? So the kids have spent most of their time in this little creek catching crayfish. There's a spot right here for my hammock. The road is much higher up, so you almost can't see the hammock from here, and I can just sit here, and this is my view. You might ask, Erin, aren't you camping with like 7 people? Why is your campsite so quiet right now? It's because everybody else is tubing on the river, but Abby chickened out. So we are not tubing on the river, which is unfortunate because you pay $50 to go tubing on the river. So this is $100 just sitting here on the campsite right now. Can I see Abby?
I want to get the rock out.
So what's going on here, Bethany?
I'm cooking the crayfish.
You're cooking the crayfish. Are you allowed to cook the crayfish?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this.
I got 2.
So while they were catching the crayfish, a lady walked by and they talked to them about it, and then she waved down the park ranger truck and said, "Are these crayfish safe to eat?" And the park ranger went and talked to the other park ranger and then came out and said, "Yeah, you're totally allowed to eat those, and you can have as many as 32 of them." Go figure.
It's like buttered tomato fish. It's really, really good.
And this is common actually. The flavor you get from the crayfish is really good.
That tree looks so cool.
What?
Girls just left. They just went to their dad's. They're going to be there until Monday, which means that I have all day Saturday and all day Sunday to try and get some work done on the house. Something else happened while we were gone. Dawn was in charge of the animals and we had another predator attack. This time we're pretty sure it was the neighbor's dogs. This is not the first time the neighbor's dogs have come and taken a rabbit of mine. They took the buck last time and they took the buck this time. So our very handsome broken blue Rex buck is no longer with us. Let me show you what it looks like. So this is the 2 girls' cage, and the Rex's cage was end to end along, sitting on those bars. So whatever came moved the cage all the way over there. It knocked, there were 2 big pieces of wood over each end. It knocked those off onto the ground, and it moved the T-bar, and it opened the doors, and it dug holes under here and under there. And you can see there's great big dog footprints just absolutely everywhere. It rained that night, so they made a real mess, and it's really quite easy to see exactly who did it. Very large dogs, and that's exactly what our neighbor has, very large dogs. It was scratching against here to try and get it open, to try and get to the rabbit inside. And yeah, his footprints are everywhere. I had a word with the neighbor about it. I haven't heard back. But Bethany was pretty upset. She cried a couple of times and then had a panic attack. And now we're questioning our entire mission with the rabbits. Do we really still want to do this? Is there any point? if we're just gonna keep losing animals. We're all pretty frustrated with the farming thing right now. I've lost 4 chickens to what seem to be foxes lately. And when we were in Toronto, we lost 2 ducks to what seems to have been weasels. So it's funny, the first year I didn't have any predator attacks. The second year I had 1 predator attack. And then I had 2 years with no problems again. And now this year it's just predator after predator after predator after predator. So it's pretty frustrating. So I'm not letting them free range right now because of, I think there's a fox. The turkeys are still free ranging just because they're, number one, I don't think a fox can take a turkey. And then also just the turkeys cause too much trouble when they're in with the chickens. They're too rough. So, you know, we're taking the risk. But, you know, swings and roundabouts. While we were camping, a friend went to the co-op store and picked up our next round of meat chickens. We weren't really sure if we were going to do 1 round or 2 rounds this year, and we decided to do 2. So we now have sweet little baby meat chickens in the chicken tractor once again. So I'm exhausted, absolutely ridiculously exhausted. I've managed to unpack from camping. I still have a couple of things I need to do. And then I'm just going to take it easy for the rest of the night. And then tomorrow morning, up and at 'em nice and early. It would be really nice to get the kitchen done so that we can move all our stuff back into the kitchen. We've been sleeping in Dawn's house since we've been painting because it smells terrible in our house. And everybody's kind of missing our beds. So maybe we'll be able to get back into our house sometime. Okay, it is 10 o'clock Saturday morning. Chores are done, breakfast is done. Something is thawing for dinner, so that means I have all day today and all day tomorrow to hopefully finish my kitchen. Let's see if I can do this. So, what needs to be done is I need to finish the second coat on the ceiling. And then I need to finish putting this stuff on top of the stain. And then I need to put walls inside the cupboards, doors on the cupboards, and a countertop, which I guess is a lot of work, I imagine. Wish me luck. So I've already learned a valuable lesson about using that what is it, polyurethane, whatever finish on top of the stain. And that is, that stuff ruins paintbrushes. I just put a little sample on the stain last week before we quit, just to see what it looked like. And then I wrapped the paintbrush up really nice and tight in plastic so the air couldn't get in, and that made no difference whatsoever. This thing is absolutely as hard as a rock. I tried washing it. I tried using mineral spirits. It's just like encased in plastic. So now I know that that's a thing. It's a shame because that was one of the expensive paintbrushes too. I got the girls really cheap crappy paintbrushes from the dollar store because I thought, well, they're just going to ruin the paintbrushes. I don't want to get them expensive ones, and then I'm the one that ruined the paintbrush. Hey. Excuse painting and staining. I'm almost finished painting and protecting the stain, I guess is what I should say. But I was finding, because I painted the ceiling white and I'm going over this with the polyurethane, it's catching the white paint and making a mess. So I'm going to let the white paint dry a little bit while I eat. I'll finish the ceiling here. It'll only take me, the polyurethane goes on really, really quickly. Maybe I'm just not doing a very good job, but I'm finding it's going really quickly. So that should only take me a couple of minutes, and then I can start cutting my kitchen cupboards. And it's perfect timing because it's starting to get really hot in here. I can see my thermometer outside. It's 30 degrees out there, and there's not a lot of air moving in here because I had to close my doors because turkeys kept coming into the house. So anyways, I'm gonna go have something to eat, and then I can start putting on the cupboard walls, which is very exciting. Okay, back to work. Lunch break was a little longer than anticipated because just as I was finishing up, Dawn got stung by a hornet on the eye. So I've been taking care of him a bit. So it's like 2:30 now. So I am going to start to cut the pieces for the cupboard walls. I think I'm going to start first with, I'm going to do one big piece on the outside of this entire thing here. I originally had thought I would put it on the inside, but since I have my T-rack attached to this anyways, you can't really see these bars, and it'll save me a lot of time if I just put it on the outside. Oh, but maybe I'll regret that. Maybe I should put them on the inside. It would look a lot prettier. Darn it. So then when I make a mistake, I have to ask myself, do I care? Can I live with the mistake, or should I waste the wood and fix it? Now, the main problem with this mistake is there's no way to nail it on. So I think I have to recut it. But this might fit somewhere else. It might not be a complete waste. That's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it, Aaron. It's okay. A-okay. Perfectly fine. One coat on these pieces, and then I'm going to put a second coat, and I'm going to also paint all the bits that I just cut. And then I'm just going to leave it here to dry, and then I can nail them on when they're dry. This is really exciting. be able to paint, and it's really hot in here. My fingers are not worms. Go on, out of my house. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. It's nice to see you, but this is not your house. Go on. Isn't it wild to think that that tiny, tiny little bird is the same species as these beasts? Come on, let you go. Aw, man, you're knocking my flowers over. Come on, you guys, please. They want to attack everything. You're too curious. Okay, so that's all the separators for all the shelves cut and painted and ready to be nailed on. It is 6:30. I still need to cook dinner, do the dishes, and make granola. So I don't really want to do those things. I want to keep working on these. Maybe I can just nail one on, see how it goes, right? Right? Just start. I've already screwed myself. I missed the 2x4 on the other side, and I can't get the nail out without getting clever, and I'm tripping over everything. Yeah. It's just too close to the edge, and I can't get my hammer in that close. I think I might need to take the whole piece of wood out. Every time I hit it with my hammer, it leaves marks, and I want everything to be perfect and beautiful, so I'm putting loads of pressure on myself, and I just need to chill so I don't lose my temper. I just need to chill, Aaron. Do something completely unrelated until I calm down so that I don't make more mistakes. I think I need to show you right there. So I can't get to it with my hammer because it's so close to the edge, and I can't. And suddenly the heat is becoming a real factor. I'm turning this off. I'm turning this off for a minute. I pulled the whole thing off. I got the nails out. Let me try again. You might get to see me cry. First three are on. Dawn just came home from work. It's 7 o'clock. So I'm gonna call it a day and go have a shower and make some dinner and do the dishes and make some granola and collect the eggs and put all the animals to bed and then do it all again tomorrow. Got a bit of rain last night, which is great because we're basically in a drought right now. And it's nice and breezy this morning, so it's not as hot as it was. So hopefully I'll be able to work a little faster because I won't have sweat dripping in my eyes today. By the light of a new day, I quite like how it looks. gonna be kind of cool. It's a shame it's so much work. But that's what makes you appreciate it. Alrighty. Here. Oh, they look so fancy. Oh my goodness. It's like a real grown-up's kitchen. I really hate these tiny little nails. They bend too easily. I am not skilled enough with a hammer to prevent them from bending. So I've been having a lot of trouble with getting the nails in, so I switched to this smaller, kind of not very good hammer, and it actually is making a big difference. It's a lot easier to hammer in this tiny, tight little space with this tiny little hammer. So this hammer has been upgraded. I'm still not very good at it, but at least they're going in. And then also this is a drywall hammer, so it has this like grid pattern on it. So anytime I miss the nail and hit the wood, I leave these marks. Whereas this hammer doesn't have a grid pattern. So I think this is the way to go forward with this particular job. Yeah, that's much better. I can't tell you how many times when building my house I've thought that the problem was me and the problem was actually the tool. So that's kind of good to know. But the thing is, if you don't have a lot of tools, if you only have one hammer, you're never going to know that it's the hammer that's the problem and not you. If you only have one, like before tin snips, I had a really hard time with my tin snips, and I just thought it was that I was too weak to work them. It turns out that the tin snips were just garbage tin snips. And once I got a better pair of tin snips, I was able to cut the tin so much more easily. So that's sort of an advantage to being a person who does a lot of building, having a lot of tools, compared to being a person who doesn't do a lot of building and doesn't have a lot of tools. You're never going to know that the tools are the problem. You're going to always think that it's you. All right, those are done. Dividers are in. They look a bit questionable. It probably would have been better. I could have just, this is 3/8 of an inch plywood. I probably could have gotten away with just 1/4 inch plywood. But whatever. It's not that big of a deal. From this side, I really like how it looks. I think it looks really nice. And this part is going to be inside the cupboards anyways. Getting there, making progress. It's nice to see.
I didn't know love till you found me. I didn't know love, lost in the sea. I didn't know love.
Doing this part is proving to be extremely fiddly. When we built this is one of the last things that we built before I quit building, this sink setup. And when we built it, the assumption was that at some point I would want to be putting down a laminate flooring. So we built this in a temporary way. Like, it's got all these, let me show you. The countertop is attached to these, and these are attached to the supports. So we made it so we could easily take the countertop out, so that when I wanted to do the floor, we could just take it out, do the floor, and then put it back in, and then we would do it more permanently. Now we've decided I'm probably not gonna do linoleum floor. I'm just gonna paint, because that's gonna be easier. And so all of that was unnecessary, but it means that I have to work around all these fiddly little extra bits of wood, and things aren't even. Like, if you look over here, so this 2x4 is sort of horizontal, and this 2x6 is vertical. So they don't line up. When I put my piece of wood in there, they don't line up. So I've had to add this thing here to one end so that I actually have some way to attach it. And I've got to put another piece of wood at the other end so that will fill the gap between where they don't line up. So this side, even though it seems like it should be simpler, is actually much more complicated and really fiddly, and I'm finding myself getting kind of frustrated because I thought I would be done this pretty quickly and it's already like 4 o'clock. So I haven't been filming it because there's been a lot of measuring and remeasuring and cutting and recutting. It's kind of tedious. But, you know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So I'll keep at it. It's actually, now that I'm thinking about like when we built this, when we built this countertop was when Dawn and I had just realized that we were falling in love with each other. So it's actually kind of a happy memory of like, we were just being very flirty. Like up until that point in time, we'd been very, very business and, you know, friendly for sure, but I'd been quite reserved because I just didn't want to send the wrong message to him. So once we started realizing that we were falling in love, then we let our real humor shine, and he started to see what a doofball I am and how rude and crude I could be. And he, yeah, it was fun. We had fun working on this sink. And then we quit. We stopped working after that because for starters, I needed a break because I'd been working nonstop for almost a year. And then we found out I had to move my house. So we focused on other things from there on. So I am glad to be getting back to it. And glad that I'm not so stressed out about it this time.
I didn't know love till you found me. I didn't know love till you set me free. Didn't know love. Didn't know love. Didn't know love. Didn't know love. I didn't know love.
So these cool little hinges that I bought that are really pretty, I can't use. They're meant to be recessed. And obviously my doors aren't going to be recessed because that's just not possible. So I'm gonna have to dig up the receipt and return them and try and find some new ones, which is kind of frustrating. But it's already 7 o'clock. There's no way on earth I'm getting this finished tonight. So I have one more sheet of plywood that I need to paint in order to make my last door for this side. And then I'll go into town tomorrow and buy some more hinges. And I had really hoped that I would have this done tonight. I had hoped to surprise the girls and have the kitchen all put back together by the time they got home, but obviously, once again, I overestimated what I'm able to accomplish in 2 days. But that's fine. It's fine. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I think my roller dried out because it doesn't seem to be rolling very well. Try this again. That's a bit better. All right, I guess that's it for today. I'm gonna wrap this video up and I'm gonna have to go spend some time inside doing some editing before I can share it with you on Wednesday morning. The girls come home tomorrow. We'll see how much work I get done this week. It will be not as much work as I want. I can guarantee that. Now, you may be wondering about my truck. Since this video started with my truck dying at the side of the road. Well, she got towed all the way home. The tow truck driver did not really know what he was doing. He towed it the wrong way. He towed it on its rear wheels, and because it's rear wheel drive, he should have towed it on its front wheels, but I don't know that. I don't know anything about anything. So when it got home and Dawn was here to greet him, yeah, Dawn was pretty horrified. But hopefully it didn't do any damage because the damage was already done. My truck is now sitting on the front yard. The mechanic came and had a look at it the other day, and they can't see any damage, but there is burnt transmission fluid just everywhere. The entire underside of the truck and the tailgate are all coated with transmission fluid. So his suggestion was just to put some transmission fluid in it and see if she'll go. If we can get her all the way to the shop, which is like a 10-minute drive, then he'll be able to take care of it. So once again, my big beautiful truck is out of commission, and I'm not quite sure what to do with her. If the transmission needs to be replaced, that's about a $5,000 job, which definitely Dawn wishes I'd sold her weeks ago. If I'd sold her in the spring, then the transmission wouldn't have been my problem, and I would have gotten a good chunk of money for it, and I would have been broken even, basically. But I didn't sell her in the spring, and now I need to spend $5,000 replacing her transmission, which in my mind is all the more reason just to keep her. So I still need to decide what to do about the camper. I still need to decide how I want to travel around the world, if I want to sell the truck and buy a camper van, if I want to do something with the truck, if I want to just car camp with a tent. It's a big decision, which I'm sure I will hum and haw about for at least another 6 months. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. It's lovely having you as always. If you're interested in seeing more videos about me renovating my tiny house, I post every Wednesday morning. Make sure you subscribe. It's lovely having you. Take care. Have a good one.